driven all around the Northeast and then down to Nashville and then across like through Oklahoma, through all those prairies into Texas and then into Arizona and New Mexico where it's like desert and California and all the way up the West Coast. And it's crazy. It's crazy how much is out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, to answer your question, I don't know. Like we were talking about earlier with Against All Odds, that song, it's just, I'm sort of just going with whatever feels good and whatever feels right and whatever like cards that I'm dealt. Like my visa was denied and I had to come back to Canada, and so I just was like, okay, let's figure this out.
This is how it's going.
There's a
now.
pandemic.
Reality.
Yeah, like sometimes you don't have a choice, and sometimes when you fight something so hard because you think it's right, it doesn't work out because it's not.
Yeah, it's not happening for you for a reason.
Yeah. At least that's what we tell ourselves, and that's what I tell myself. Like, it wasn't meant to be, and you have to do that, or else you're going to be constantly miserable.
Yeah, you can't dwell on what didn't happen. Mm-hmm. You have to just move forward with what did, right? Like, or what can. Yeah.
Beautiful. And there's a song on the album called Enough that I wrote about, literally, it's like my letter to like the US government of me being like, why wasn't I enough for you? Why couldn't I have just stayed? Like, I was just really upset after putting so much time and energy and effort and money into this visa application, and then I was just like sad. Like there wasn't any other emotion than just like sadness and disappointment. And I didn't know why. Like, I had been living in the States for 5 years, and I had, graduated from one of their top colleges, and I've been working in the music industry for a year, and I just thought, like, what else do you want from me, sort of thing.
It was maybe like it was also a bad time. I don't know. We can chalk it up to there's like a million reasons. They're lost. Like, I know, they're just fucking. It makes me angry. Because like, what fucking ground do you stand on to deny certain people? Yeah. Like, we're gonna pay your taxes. You don't want me to pay your fucking taxes? Let me in, bitch.
In some states, they don't pay taxes.
I'm sorry.
We pay taxes here.
To be fair, the visa that I applied for was one of the most difficult to get. So I sort of did it to myself, but
Mom, that's on you, sis.
No,
I was pretty confident, but the joke's on them because now I'm going to marry an American, and I'm just
going and ha.
We're getting that green card, bitch, no matter what.
Arriba!
And now Justin's a permanent resident of Canada, so we got the best of both worlds.
You can double dip, baby.
Yeah.
Get your nexus.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's only a thing for our border, you idiot.
Is it?
Yeah. It just means so you can go back and forth through Buffalo.
It's through anything. Your nexus is like international.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Are you sure?
It doesn't. The world literally doesn't work that way.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Phoenix. Wait, we haven't talked about our favorite song on her album.
No, she has questions for us.
I know. I still want to talk about our favorite song on the album.
I want to know your favorite song.
Okay, I thought we were going to save that for last. Scratch his head.
Again, we are young women amongst, the three of us were the same, I don't know, same age, same gender, but all
we're very similar
things.
Yeah.
But I found it surprising that Maria and I both fancied Rubber Band as our number one song on the album.
My fave. Loved it. Replayed constantly.
It's just like it speaks to me because I've been through a lot of shit, but like also it has like a funky,
it's just like groovy,
funky.
Like a rubber band.
Okay, who are
you? Every member of our family right now.
The cringiness. I'm in-laws in that sense.
You remind me of like your dad dancing to music. Like,
oh my god, he's more like this. That's fantastic.
That's how we dance normally.
How you dance?
Singing.
I've never seen you dance or sing for that matter.
But thank you. I'm glad that you liked it.
I don't know what that was. You're welcome.
That song is actually out. It's the second single that I released off the album. So by the time that this is released, it's available to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wrote that about a guy that really just was a weenie head.
Yes.
Yeah, he really was. I wrote this song about like a relationship that I had in high school. Mm-hmm. It was sort of like, Gilmore Girls. I don't know if you're familiar, but it was like he was like the like Jess, like the just bad boy that just came in and like ruined everything.
Okay.
Like everything was like good, and then he just came in and ruined everything. But it's another one of those things where it's I'm glad that it happened because I learned, and I learned not to let
you need to let people bad boy.
Yeah. And I learned like where my boundaries are and what not to let people do to me and like take advantage of me and like
get away with.
The charm, like charm just goes so far, and then you get caught up in it, and then it just like turns into a lot of regret. And although I don't regret anything because I've learned, it's just that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So, and I got a song out of it, and I'm glad that you guys can relate to it.
Yeah, it's my fucking favorite song. I love it.
I love it. It's my dad's favorite song too. I think just because of the groove.
Yeah, we love a groove.
It's groovy, bitch.
But I also think Maria and I are like middle-aged white men at heart, which is really unfortunate because
your dad, yeah.
We just we love a disco. We love
a disco.
We love a bass riff.
Yeah, that's my friend Adam DeCipio on bass. He's a Nashville bass player. He's so incredible. I should also just mention the people that worked on the album, just so I say names because I always like name just because like I really couldn't have done this on my own, and although I don't, it takes a village, as they say. But so my brother Atom Lazare played drums on the entire album. My friend Adam DeCipio in Nashville played bass. I've got my fiance Justin Kelly, aka Hound, on electric guitar. My friend Trevor Larkin, who lives in Nashville as well, is on electric guitar. My dad played electric guitar on one of the songs. He also is my duet partner on my song Common Ground, which I wrote with Michael Martinez. My good friend Louis Remenop in Nashville mixed the entire album, and my dad, Christopher Lazare, mastered the whole album. Stasia Garraway took all the photos. I'm working on a music video right now with Sublunar Films, which is super exciting. So if you like what you hear, stay tuned because I'm going to have a music video coming out in the coming months. But yeah, I think that's it. There's a lot of names and people that have gone into the project, but all of them being like literally my friends and family, which feels so wholesome and nice to be able to say.
More like intimate than it is like hiring some random person to just like do the drums.
Yeah, it feels good, and it's very trusting.
Yeah. It's crazy because I don't think we understand as people with no musical talent or knowledge, within the industry. Like, we don't know how much it actually takes. We don't know how many people it takes. I personally don't know how many fucking instruments are in a song. Like, I just kind of listen to music and be like, yeah, I like it or I don't. And that's as far as my, taste and judgment goes. So that's hard for me to be like, wow, there's like 12 people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know this kind of thing. And I'm happy you took the time to recognize all those people that did, make this possible. And, we're really proud of you, and we're thankful for them for helping you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It really,
brother, say hi.
It's really important to recognize like everyone that goes into it, because really, like, I write and perform the songs, and I did produce the album myself, which I forget to mention because sometimes it's hard to give yourself credit, but but aside from that, it really like it's a lot of hands that bring it together, and in regards to the amount of instruments, it depends on the song. So But I would challenge you to listen, the next song you listen to, like listen to like the different instruments and see if you can differentiate them and like count on your hands what the instruments are, because it's part of like critical listening that we have to do in school, and it's fun to like recognize, like you're listening to like Adore You by Harry Styles or whatever, and then you're like, oh, there's all of these different elements that you can like actually in your mind when you're listening separate them from each other. Like you can listen to the bass line and the drum beat, and it's really cool because there's a lot that goes into it. You're right.
Yeah, when they're like all layered, I'm like, this is nice. This is really good.
I kind of,
but I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I can pinpoint what it is. Like, that's how like
I kind of
little I know.
If I'm really into the song and if I listen to it enough and I know the lyrics and I know the beat of it, then I dive deeper into like, okay, like what is this that I'm, you know what I mean? Like then I'm like, okay, well, is that the bass or is that like the guitar? And then I like listen harder, and I feel like I can differentiate a little bit as to like what it is and like whether it's the drums or
you were in a band though, girl. You were in.
Thank you for bringing it up because I didn't want to again.
Maria wants to talk about the bands that she was in, even though her parents paid her. Her parents pretty much paid to make her friends with 3 other girls who wanted to make friends.
4
through music.
4 of the girls. Thank you. We were in a band. Our band was called Presence Unknown.
Oh,
wait, you didn't
mention that.
Presence Unknown.
We were a rock band.
Rock.
You could compare us to like, I don't know,
Finger 11.
Heart. Maybe Blondie.
Shut the fuck
up.
I literally played Smoke on the Water for 30 people, and it was all parents and family.
I was a modern day Stevie Nicks.
She's still alive, you dumb idiot.
Yeah, but I'm a modern Stevie. I'm talking 90s Stevie. Born in the 90s. I was born in the 90s.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta move on. I can't listen to this a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
Wait, it actually what we were just talking about actually segues into my question.
Okay, please
about, like,
give it.
Differentiating instruments in music, but I wanted to ask you guys just because I am a songwriter and a musician, obviously, but I'm very much like a lyricist. What speaks to me the most when I'm writing is the lyrics. It's my favorite part about writing music. Which is like the words. But I wanted to ask you, when you're listening to a song, like what is the first thing that usually stands out to you? Like, is it the beat, or is it a certain aspect of the music? Is it the atmosphere of the song, like how it makes you feel? Or is it the lyrics? Like, because for me, when I listen to music, the first thing I usually hear or what I focus on is the lyrics, like what the song is actually saying, but it's different for everyone.
That's a really good question, because that's, again, hard for me to like compartmentalize things as I listen to music. Most of the time it's just like I just vibes listen to it in the car.
Vibes. I mean, that's a good one.
But I do feel like that. Like, I'm not going to play slow and sad jazz music on a sunny day, but I will on a rainy day. I do most mornings, actually, no matter the weather. But if I'm like in a car driving, that's when I like typically need or want music the most. And that does set the scene. The weather sets the scene for me too. But the only like, I think there's only like a select few artists in my mind right now for like this past 2 years or whatever that like I can listen to in any weather, any mood. John Mayer I can listen to anytime. I feel like there's nothing he's ever made that I would hate. I listen to him.
My heart and soul.
Sub rock coming out. But for, I don't know, I feel like I relate to him as a person, so I listen to his lyrics and I'm like, oh my god, same. But for most artists, I just think of like the background music, like if it sets the tone for where I am and what I'm doing. And if I'm like going to the beach, or if I'm going somewhere when it's sunny, it's like it needs to be fast and happy and like good vibes. Like Surfaces, I listen to every day as well. The lyrics don't really matter much, as long as if there's a fucking steel drum and they're talking about how much they hate their mom, like I could be like, same. I love it. Yeah. But, I don't know. I think it's like the music